Good morning. It is actually morning. It actually is about 9 minutes to 12. So we are going to have a regular morning show too. But I wanted to show you guys that I did figure out the microphone thing. And I think it should sound better now. But I also said earlier tonight that I didn't know what I was doing any night show because I didn't know what I was going to do for a night show. So because well, because we can't really always play the truck well on the Mac because it's kind of laggy. But I talked to Patty tonight, just kicking the breeze, talking about stuff. So I had some fun, and it's kind of late, so which means that a lot of people are probably not going to hear. That's okay, because I just don't really have a lot to say, but just to say that people say they're concerned about my well-being, but at the same time that no wonder does Michelle worry about her well-being. I do. And I, just trying to straighten out the things in my life that have been messed up for a while. And I saw some of the nasty after comments that came up on the video from this afternoon. And I'm thinking that we need to stop doing as many live shows. I don't want to do that, but no, I'm not. I am not a man. Sorry, I'm not interested in dating you. Anyway. No, I'm not a man. I am intersex hermaphrodite. It has been medically tested by medical doctors as a medical condition. It's not the same thing as trans. It's not a choice. It's just a medical fact. So I'm not trans. I am intersex hermaphrodite. And so I spent some time talking to Patty and Sherry Jackson about all this stuff going on. And Patty says to me, do you know, I heard she said that Catholic Charities will provide you therapy for free? I said, no, I did not know that. She said, well, why don't you try calling up Catholic Charities since you have the phone number and see if they can get you into therapy at Catholic Charities. I said, that's an idea. I didn't think of that. I thought they were going to charge me money because it's part of United Way. So I wasn't aware of that. So I will try to call Catholic Charities tomorrow and see if there's any openings for therapy. Because, but besides something about me, it's possible that Donald Trump will be acquitted. I don't know if you know this, but it seems the jury is absolutely more convinced than not that he's not guilty. Which just makes sense, right? Because it's like, what did he do? People actually ask that question, what did Donald Trump do for a crime? And if you ask, they'll tell you they don't know what he did because he didn't do anything. Michael Cohen, however, did embezzle money. And so Michael Cohen even self-incriminated himself and said that he embezzled money from Donald Trump. So that's kind of weird, but yeah, just why does Michael Cohen embezzle money? I don't know. I don't know if a microphone sounds any better. This is the dynamic microphone, but I had to turn the knobs all the way up. I'm not going to get into all the details, The new mixer is designed for condenser microphones. It doesn't have the same level of gain that it needs for dynamics without a lot of fighting. And I didn't know that when I looked at the specs, because if I had looked at the specs and saw that it was really designed for condensers, I have a couple condensers, so but it's not really enough to really replace this one here, because I don't have another one of those. I have a few Adore Dynamics and lapel condenser microphones. Okay. So it's a different kind of situation. I won't bore you with all the details. Okay. Because I looked at the dB gain on the other mixer, and the pre-comp was like 60 dB. I think is that for the XLR, or is that for the phone plug? I'm not really sure. I don't know. I don't know either. Okay, but the thing is that it definitely is a bit of an issue. Okay. The other thing is, it was a 4-hour stream yesterday morning, and we got into a lot of stuff that was very depressing, and so I really feel really bad that we had to go through all that and disturb everybody's day. You know what happened, did you? You were there. You know what happened. I don't have to tell you what happened. You were there. Okay. And so I'm not going to rehash that. In fact, maybe I might need to retire from YouTube. I don't know. Because everybody loves Michelle. No. Everybody loves Michelle. But what some people don't realize is that, my life lately has been a little bit of a mess. And I'm trying to kind of fix it. Yeah, well, that's fine. But you should read some of the comments that came up after the show, Gidgey. Do you want to really rehash them, or would you just like to go through them and all the video from comments from this morning's show, and the 2 videos I did afterwards? Because Brian K. Was saying something very disturbing things too, and they're all there in the comment section. And as a mods, you can't delete mods from mods. No. No. These are the ones that were posted after the show ended. Not the ones that were posted when the show was live. The after show comments, not the on show comments. That's different. I don't have a problem with you. I'm just saying is did you see the comments that were posted after the show was over? And the regular comments in the comment section below the video. No one's asking you to leave. I'm just asking you to let me to look at the comments, please. That's all I'm asking you to do. Let's look at the comments. All right. You didn't post them. First of all, relax there. You didn't post them. So that's the thing. You did not post them, so you do not have to feel like you are guilty because I didn't accuse you. All right, let me pull some of the comments from this morning's show so you can see them, okay, guys? Some of the comments that I'm talking about was not posted live, okay? So let's look at these together. Okay. I went scene 3. I know, I'm in the wrong window. Just give me a second, guys. I'll fix that. Just give me a second here. Oh, that doesn't work anyway. Okay, hold a minute. There we go. Oh, wait, wrong window. Oh, shoot. Got too many buttons on here. I know. Alright. So, let's go fix this up so you can see it. And I'm not accusing anybody. So, let's make sure we understand that. I'm not accusing anybody. Why are you pulling up the wrong button? Yeah. Why are you showing a budget sheet? Why do I got a button for the budget sheet? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know why I have a budget sheet button. Oh, it's truffle too. That's why. Okay. Wrong button. Scene 3. Okay, let me fix this now. So we just can show you what I'm talking about. I will scroll through them. I'm gonna get to the right page here. We can look at these together. And okay. All right. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one? Yeah. Okay, that's not the right one. Okay. The one you're looking at is this one. Okay, YouTube Studio. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at this. All right, now, so some of these are nice, some of these are not nice. Now let me just blow these up so you can see them from before you can get on a phone. Maybe not that big, a little bit smaller. Okay, it says here, what's in your head, big ears? That's not the one. Of course, we get Karen C. The first one is from Gemini, who was talking about the mixer, which we did fix that sound thing. Michelle, I'm generally concerned about you. Are you really out of control that you literally need to tape your slider in position of a mixer? And I explained to Brian K. I said, it's one less thing to worry about when I'm in a rush to get started on a stream. And he says, why tape your gain like that? Why just not remember that level? I said, it slides too easy for main mix. Okay, well here's one of the nasty ones. I'll highlight it. LOL, telling people they don't donate so they don't get a voice. You tell people that excommunicated that they'll never donate, yet they did. Your memory is limited. Your loyalty is even lower. You don't deserve any donations, frankly. You are not thankful for anything. You demand money and it's a tip jar for you to show up and sit for an hour, in this case 4 hours. Good luck with that. I'll watch from the sidelines while you cover everyone else in dirt. That's just from a guy named Houseless Henry. He said unhinged. He said really reality check at 1 hour 52 minutes. Houseless Henry says 1 hour 14 minutes and keeping the mini fridge so you can keep bugs out of food. There we go with the refrigerator. LOL 4 hour show. This is the same guy. Seabreeze is supportive. She says, so I'm just trying to say is who is this Houseless Henry guy? And why is he attacking me like this? That I don't understand. Well, maybe you might agree with it, but I don't. I don't agree with it because I think it's very hurtful and very, very mean spirited. That's just the way I feel about it, guys. Um, I did not disagree. People are not supportive. They're concerned. Well, I don't know who this Houseless Henry guy is. I never seen him even in the chat except once or twice. I don't even know where he came from. Well, the thing is Michelle's concerned too. It's why she's been like trying to get into therapy. It's what she said over and over. I need to get into therapy. How can I get it? And then the Catholic, and just like Patty said, check out Catholic Charities in Torrington. Maybe they can take you in because they have therapy. And I said, I didn't think of that. So I said, I'll give them a call in the morning because I do have the number from my other office and see if they can see us in Torrington. Yeah, well, it does hurt. I'm not going to lie about that. It does hurt. You know. Now, by the way, I didn't ask you this, but how's the sound working now? Because Gemini Gem did have a valid concern with the sound. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. Thank you. This helped. I was going to ask you, because you see, Gemini Gem did have a valid concern. I noticed it too, with the microphone sound. So I had to make some adjustments a little bit, mostly turning the microphone for the dynamic microphone all the way up to max on both the preamp and on the output. And that seems to be working. I know, Gidgy. I mean, I'm just trying to do the best I can. That's the thing. But apparently, I'm not good at it. I don't know why I'm not good at it. Let me see if I can adjust this side a little bit. Oh. So it's as far over as it's going to go. I know. Okay. Michelle, I know of a website that I used to find a therapist that took my insurance and now no patients. Is it BetterHelp? Because I do know of them. But unfortunately, Medicare doesn't pay for therapy. Now, some programs do have something like grants for like a couple months services. I think like Patty DeMar said, Catholic Charities might be one of them that may have some grant money available if they're taking clients. No. But like you obviously heard when I demonstrated some of the sound effects, there's 100 of them. Some of them are exciting. Some of them are just might be good for some special effects, but they're really not something I'd say I'd use on a regular basis. Isn't that a magazine? Psychology Today? I thought that was a magazine. Well, Red, the mixer is an upgraded one for the one that I already had. It's the newer version of it, but they designed it for condenser microphones more than dynamics, where my older one is support for both dynamics and condenser microphones. So it's not as advanced as the old one. The old one really was not advanced either. No, it wasn't. Except it did have a compression control, which I don't have on this one. Meaning what? No, I do not. See now, Brian, that's the thing that I don't understand why you're acting like this. Because, if you say you're worried about me, yet you're actually talking about that, doesn't sound like a person that's worried about me. That sounds like a person that's looking at me as something I'm not. An idiot. And that's not really fair, because that's actually character assassination. You know that, right? Because you're assuming something I'm not. And I really do find that very, very irreprehensible. I'm working on the feeling better part. That's one of the reasons why I do need to get in therapy. Because I'm not going to rehash it again. Just accept what I'm saying is I need to get in therapy, okay? And because there are things that YouTube cannot fix your problems with, and that's the reason I need to get into therapy, is because I need a one-on-one case counselor to help me deal with one-on-one IRL things, which we can't do on YouTube. I would say the mixer is okay. It is the same price as the original mixer was when my original mixer was new. But this one replaced my original mixer. And that's the reason why it's kind of a shame, because this mixer is not as advanced as my other one was. It doesn't have compression controls on it. It does have FX send, which is how we used to connect up the direct the Clear 1X PTH2. And I couldn't find any mixer in the lower cost that still had the basics I needed of 12 inputs. And that's why we got this one. And this is a streaming mixer for doing what we're doing right now. But the problem is it's not as powerful. It doesn't have the preamp that can go up to 60 dB. It only goes up to 20 dB. So it doesn't get as much preamplification for dynamic microphones. For condensers, it's fine. It's great in condensers. It's because it's designed because condensers microphones have become the standard. What are you talking about, Red? I hear it too, but I don't have the echo. Oh wait, I did. Hold on a minute. There we go. Maybe that's why you heard something from FX Send. Okay, I got it now. All right, I got it fixed. Now it's fixed. Yeah, there was an echo feature. It was turned on. It was set up really soft though. If you want to hear what it sounds like, let me just turn this on so you can hear what it sounds like. Just turn it on, but I'll set it so low, okay? Hold a minute. So, all right. There's the echo you heard. This is man-made echo. This is not because of the situation with... It's one of the effects that's built into the mixer you can enable. So, I'll turn that off now. So that's one of the effects that you can turn on in the mixers and echo for special effect purposes. I'm still learning controls on this. I do get a list of the table of contents of all the feature or all the special effects are. Very few of them I'll ever use, unless I want to really just irritate somebody. Yeah, you know what? I can mix the two together. I can turn the FX back on here, and I can mix some of that with the regular microphone. So they can now hear me softly in the background, or they can turn up a little more higher and still have me currently on another channel as well. So this is one of the neat features. So I'll just turn it off again because that's kind of disturbing. Yeah, so it's probably not an effect I'm going to be using much. There's 100 of them, so I had some demonstrated one that sounded kind of weird because I was in a hurry of just randomly picking the effects out and testing them. But there's 100 of them, various feature sets. It's useful for some things. Like, for example, like if you're trying to do a special effect for a video or something, and you want to have a certain type of mood setting, like you can do a large room, small room. Like I can make it sound like I'm in an auditorium. I can make it sound like I'm in a baseball stadium, football stadium. $29.2%. What are you talking about? Well, first of all, let me just explain, please. Can we just explain this one time? Okay. I pay a little more than the minimum each month. All right. I don't pay thousands of dollars on the bill at once, but I pay anywhere from $50 to $100, depending on money available. After I pay for the rent and the electric, okay? And so I do keep an eye on my bills. I've always have been. And what got me so upset this morning was nobody understands that I do watch my budget very closely. And I get very frustrated and depressed because sometimes I feel, like everybody really doesn't understand what it's like to be on a fixed income at level. And maybe some of you do, because I make too much to get a lot of the programs that a lot of people, it's $200, $300 less of getting into than I can get. For example, a lot of them can get Medicaid. I can't. I'm in that donut position. Let me explain what the donut is. I did explain it yesterday, but now I'm a little more calm. I'll explain it. What the donut is you make too much money to get Medicaid and you're in a spend down. Okay? But you do not make enough to get a quality insurance program from the Affordable Care Act. And I contacted them. They told me to get Medicare because I'm disabled. Or if I really wanted to pay it, I can get on a plan for about, I don't know what the price is. It was a couple of years ago, but I did check it recently again. It was like $270 a month, but that included medical, hearing, eye doctor, dental. But that's about the same rate I'm paying with Medicare Part B. And the state of Connecticut is paying for my Medicare Part B premium. So that means that I don't have to pay a Medicare Part B premium, which is good and bad. It's good because it means it's money I don't have to pay out of my pocket. It's bad because if I move to another state, right? I go to a state that doesn't, then I have to pay the Medicare Part B premiums. So if I wanted to move to another state, I would have to find a state that either A, pays the Medicare Part B premium, or B, offers some kind of compensation for that. Okay. So, that's the reason why now with that donut, I can't get dental, I can't get vision, I can't get hearing because I'm going to spend out. I already said that earlier, and that worries me. Brian, you are being very disrespectful. You really are. Because I'm trying to talk on a rational level and explain what's going on. Medicare Part A covers hospital, and Medicare Part B only covers some things, but doesn't cover everything. Unlike the HMO plan I'm on right now, which is works with Medicare, Medicaid. Medicare can go almost as supported by almost every hospital and many doctors. Whereas not everybody takes Anthem, so that is an issue. Yeah, insurance is expensive. Red, if you're trying to be sarcastic, I really don't appreciate it. Just let you know that. So, we didn't do any gaming tonight because I honestly didn't know what I was going to play. I mean, I did say that earlier. I said I didn't know if I was going to drive my truck or if I was going to play some other game. But instead, I was working on something else on the computer. And so, I was trying to figure out some things about how to make this microphone louder. And then when I looked at this, as I said, I looked at the spec sheet, I said, oh, let's see, that's why. I hope no one's mad at me because, like I'm saying, I'm just trying to kind of smooth things over a little bit from this morning, and yeah, we had some good things happen today too. I mean, like we got the new refrigerator, which was a major step in the right direction.
Oh yeah!
We got the replacement mixer.
Oh yeah!
What else do we do? We got a chance to kind of sort out the wiring on this computer a little bit. A little. There's not really a lot. But it still counts for something, so give it an oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
I mean, you got some things sorted out. It was a good day. I don't have a problem being. It was a good day, and I don't have a problem with that. But what I was concerned about is that people don't think that I need therapy when I know better. I know Michelle needs therapy. Michelle knows she needs therapy. Michelle knows she needs a case advocate to help her to deal with negotiating things like rents, and also somebody who could help her find apartments. We already talked about this in the past. It's something that, it's harder when you're on fixed income, when you're registered blind, is getting around. I'm going to try calling Catholic Cherry, so I'm glad the sound's working good. Oh, by the way, let me show you what kind of microphones this mixer was for. Well, I already have them. And you're not cord. Oh, you got it. Yeah. Oh, what the heck? We got my cords all. My Schwartz is all tangled. Yep, your Schwartz is all tangled. Alright, I got it. Alright, so the microphones this mixer was designed for from the factory by default is things called condenser microphones. Now, you remember this microphone? Yes, this one here. This is designed for these kind of microphones. So if I slip this down here, and I slip the wire on here like I used to do, and then I take the wire out from underneath my skirt, and I plug it into this cord here, and now I have the sound coming out of this microphone as well. And it was designed for these kind of microphones, and because that was how they were supposed to work. It was just supposed to work with these kind of microphones called condensers. And lapel microphones are condensers like this one here. And so to use the dynamics, which are kind of... I already had this though, Gitchy. I bought these about a year ago, 2 years ago. Yeah, I've used these before with the other mixer. It was because they had the same problem with the same microphone over here in the other mixer as well, but also because when I'd be going over here looking at something on this computer and I'd be away from this microphone, you would hear me sound like I was in a tunnel. And so I took it off because I thought it really didn't need it, but it does help. It does help with sound reinforcement. I stick up for you. She calls you. I didn't call you that. I never called you that. So I didn't call you an attack anything. I'm sorry if you thought I did, because I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the comments that we got after the show, not during the show. That's what I wanted to make sure you understood. Because not everybody just comments on the show. A lot of people comment after the show, too. Oh. Okay. Well, the first thing is for tomorrow's show, which is going to be the same name as this stream, but I don't need to rename it because it would be a good morning show, is I want to work on trying to achieve some better content. I'm going to be honest, it's not going to be easy. Because, like I explained to Patty, the morning show has been like it has because it's been a routine and it's been what worked for a long time. And I want to continue to grow the channel in a positive way. And we did. We had a lot of viewers. We had almost 250 of them this morning. We had 250 viewers this morning. That's amazing. We had 250 viewers. 23 minutes engagement time. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I mean, that's great. When somebody kept, what was said on the show, though, telling people not to donate, it's up to the individuals to decide if they're going to donate or not. You really cannot force them to not donate. That's not fair. Okay, it's up to the individuals to decide. And some do like the show. And, it's not bad for a channel that has 1,880 people. It really isn't. I mean, okay, it's not. I mean, if it was a channel with 18,800 people, 240 or 250 views would be mediocre. But then if you just scale it up by a factor of 10, that would be like 2,500 views, which would like average like about 220. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We will be there sooner or later. Yeah. It's not bad. I don't have a problem with it. But I just would like to ask that people please understand that I do have issues in my life that I need to work out. That's the important thing. I have things I have to work out. I need stuff. I need to get into therapy. I got to deal with everyday life struggles. I'm getting older. I'm 56 years old. And I'm trying to do that. One day at a time. That's what I wanted to do. But that's the reason I got so upset when everybody's saying, oh, you need a case manager. Represent a payee. You need to be locked in the loony bin. Because, first of all, that's jail. That's like jail. To me, that's like jail. I've been able to do what I've been doing on my own for 56 years. Oh, actually, a little bit less than that, because I left home at 23. But why not? Say 23. So, 56, what is that, 34 years? 33 years. 33 years. Okay, so you get... you're used to doing things a certain way, and you develop a way of doing things. Well, I know that, but right now I gotta get some food. I don't get my food stamps until the 1st, which is a Saturday of this week. But I don't get my Social Security disability until Monday of this week coming up. So, which means I can't order anything on Instacart until I get paid on Monday. Even though I'll have $240 a month on food stamps. Yeah, well... Sorry, but I don't think some food cooking is gonna fit my shorts. I was watching a cook named Emma, not Emmy, not PDX. But this is another woman. She apparently is of Asian ancestry, and she does really good. She's a cook. She cooks ancient foods, new recipes. uses ancient tools, new tools, things that she gets at the flea markets and junk sales and tag sales and boot sales. She was demonstrating the Presto hot dogger. For those of you who never know what a Presto hot dogger is, it is a device in the 1970s that electrocutes your hot dogs to perfection. Remember, they didn't have microwaves in regular use in the 1970s. So the Presto hot dogger allowed you to cook a hot dog or a whole 6 hot dogs at once for in less than a minute and a half. Okay? By the power of the electric chair, you can electrocute your hot dogs to perfection. Yes, I know. Look up the Presto hot dogger, if you don't believe me. You can find them on videos on YouTube. It's made by Presto, Presto, Presto hot dogger, HOT space DOGGER. The Presto hot dogger is a device that cooks by electrocuting your hot dogs, by putting mains folders in each end of the hot dog. Yeah. Absolutely. I do have. I think I put the video on my channel. On my. I'll send you a link to it, because she's one that was using it the way it was intended. Or BigClive.com, which is in the UK, modified his Presto hot dogger to work on 240 volts AC. His hot dogs cook in less than 15 seconds. So, and unfortunately, by the time they come off the prongs, they're just about cremated. So, yes, it does. Yeah, Prestos are on to make percolators. Yep. They certainly do. They make electric percolators. And yes, you can find those hot doggers used on eBay. But you can also find them used at thrift shops and tag sales. There's 2 designs. There's the one that looks like a drawer that the prongs and the hot dog slide into. And it has a matching interlock in the back. In other words, when you plug in the power cord, you slide the hot dog tray in, and it completes the circuit, and it does its business. The thing is, it doesn't have a timer. Now, I can think of one thing that could be used as a timer, but they don't come with a timer. Basically, you use a watch, or you kind of time it by ear to determine when hot dogs are cooked good enough to your liking. It's a very neat device. It is cool, because back in the 1970s, remember, not every home had a microwave, because microwaves like the Manarator range were so expensive that people couldn't afford to buy one for everyday use. I mean, maybe well-to-do homes, but the Presto hot dogger was good for a person that just needed to cook some hot dogs. Maybe like kids coming home from school or for lunch, they didn't want to, set up a boiling pot of water on the stove to cook the hot dogs. So you just, stick the hot dogs in the prongs and cook them in about a minute and a half, and you're done. Yeah. You know what? Here's another thing it'll be kind of messy. Why couldn't you put cheese on your hot dog while you're electrocuting it? Because then the cheese would get all over the hot dogger. Yeah. You're right, you would. But it could be done. What do you mean? I didn't mean that. It was huge. Grilled hot dog. We had my parents in River Run Apartments had a white kitchen. My aunt had Harvest Gold, and her mother's cottage, which is attached to the main house, her stove and her refrigerator were avocado green. Their stove and kitchen in the beach house, their oven was avocado green. The refrigerator was gold, Harvest Gold, but the refrigerator was avocado green. Can't forget that. The stove was oven. Actually, it was a wall oven, but they installed it in the cabinet below the counter. Was Harvest Gold, but the refrigerator in the beach house was avocado green. And then the grill top was propane. It was cast iron black. And it's funny, I can remember all that stuff from all those years ago. My mom's house in East Hartland, we had brown refrigerator from what was it? Magic Chef. Oh, was it Magic Chef? I think it was Magic Chef. And then we had an inset stovetop. That was some Magic stuff. That was also brown. And then our wall oven was also brown, and was also made by Magic Chef. And so yeah, I remember all that stuff. It's funny, I can remember things all the way from back when I was only about 6 years old, 5, 6 years old. How is that? Well, actually, it's a hot dog. It contains pork and chicken and fillers. The traditional hot dog. But good old quality of beef franks should cook fine in the hot dogger. Do you remember your home phone number? Yep, I sure do. It's out of print now, but here it is. I certainly do. 860-653-2215. 2214. 2215. Yes, I remember my home phone number. From 6 years old. It's funny, I never left the house to go anywhere, but I remember it. Yeah. No, we didn't either. If you were calling anywhere long distance in state, you would just dial the phone one and the one and the phone number in the exchange, and then the number. So we would just dial 1-653-2214. I think it was. Yep. I also remember what channels used to have the good TV shows. My favorite channels was Channel 3, 57, 24, 38, 6, 8. And we also got 6 in New York. We got from Massachusetts, 6 in New Bedford. We had a rooftop antenna with a rotor. We used to get so many different TV channels. It was like having free cable. And we used to get tons and tons and tons of channels. And my grandfather and the grandmother had even more channels because they had a better antenna. And they also were slightly high. We were higher up by a little bit, but our antenna was crap. But talk about your grandmother's refrigerator. Oh, yes. My grandmother's house had 3 kitchens. That's right, in one house. How? Well, you had the upstairs apartment, okay, that had a kitchen. That had a stove that was an inset electric stove. It was brown. And then it had a refrigerator, kind of like the older version of my little refrige, but it was bigger. It was actually inset into the wall, into the knee wall. So you see this little brown refrigerator that was being inset into the knee wall. And it had a little shower. the rug in the bathroom was brown. It had a brown rug in the whole upstairs. And in the first floor, they had that Frigidaire, with the one with the slide out drawer for the burners in it, and then it had the stove on the top. I forgot what they call that thing now, but she had that on the first floor, and she originally had like a 1960s old Frigidaire refrigerator. That she later got a new white side by side in the 1970s. I remember that. And then in the basement, they had another complete refrigerator and kitchen. That was old ancient electric stove from the 1940s, and it was still plugged in and still usable. And it had original freezer or refrigerator from upstairs was moved into the basement. And then they had a chest freezer down there too. And that's in the main house. Then you go into what they call the cabin, which is like a mother-in-law cottage. That had a standard 20-inch gas, or actually originally had a 40-inch with a side heater on it, gas range that ran on propane. And then they also had another propane heater in the other room in the cabin that heated up the whole thing, because the stove didn't have the actual side heater installed. It was provisions for one, but they didn't have the side heater in that. Rather, the space heater that was in the other room heated the whole thing. And there was 400-pound propane tanks in the back, and they would be under this metal hood that would keep the water off the valves and the controls. And right next to that, there was a little tool shed where my grandfather kept some of his extra power gear, like his lawnmowers and snowblowers and things like that. He also had a snowblower in the single-car garage on the front of the property as well, but he never drove that. It was a I forgot who made it. It was a snow thrower brand or something. Never drove it, never used it. So he had all this old power gear, power equipment he never used. And then we go over to my aunt's house, Anne Marie. Their house was built like in 1773. That house had a more traditional standard house. It was a split-level ranch, kind of very similar to the Brady Bunch style. It had a tap-in electric stove with a stove above the burners and a stove below the burners. So it had 2 ovens and 4 burners on it. Plus, she had this beautiful walk-in, built-in refrigerator in the cabinets. I remember that because that was always awesome. I always loved the way that looked. It was so big, and it was so handicap friendly for me because I was so used to get out things. So you didn't have to stoop down. It was just everything was at chest level. It was nice. So this is really kind of cool thinking about that. And remember, we didn't have touch-tone phones back then. Everything was rotary dial. So my aunt had a avocado green trimline rotary wall phone in the kitchen, and she had in her bedroom. She had like a phone in her bedroom, and my nephew, my cousin, and my cousins didn't have phones in their room. But I probably wouldn't be surprised if they do today, because later that my cousin Robin's room became my aunt's sewing room. Because she loved sewing and doing things with her hands. And our house, we had a beige wall phone upstairs, a beige wall phone downstairs, and my mom and dad had a pink princess phone in the bedroom, in their master bedroom, with an external or extra ringer for extra loud. And in their bathroom had 2 sinks in it. His and her sink, plus a toilet, and a full-size bathtub with a shower. And my mom and dad had 2 closets. They had like a his or her closet. So there was like one closet with doors that slid, and then there was another closet that just was regular standard door. That didn't swing. It was just regular house door. You know, it goes open and close. My bedroom had I had a sliding closet door. My sister's room had a sliding closet door. And my brother slept in another room that would have been considered my dad's home office, but if he moved his office to the basement. So the rec room was huge. Oh my God! You had a heated garage. Of all things to have, you had hot water heat, oil-fired hot water heat in the garage and the rest of the house. So the garage was never freezing. So when you got into the car in the garage, the heat was always on. Had its own thermostat and everything. It was just really weird. But I remember all that. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, so that's the thing about my past that you probably didn't know. So remember I told you that one of the things I wanted to have one day is to have a nice house. And while I'm at my parents' house was an expensive trap. Why? Our water was terrible. That water was destroying our water pump every friggin' 5 years. My father could not afford to keep replacing water pump. Then it destroyed the boiler. And then he had to get a whole new boiler after 15 years. Because the chemicals in the water just ate through the pipes in the boiler. Yeah, that was my first home. I grew up in this when I was born. My father and the Northland Flooring couldn't afford to keep it. And their bank was ready to foreclose on him, so he had to sell it. And we moved to River Run Apartments, and that was still an interesting childhood too. River Run Apartments was kind of fun because I got a chance to meet people and talk to people that weren't family. Because all my family lived there, up there in East Hartland. All of us, extended and local family, lived there. So we got to talk to everybody, but it was all family. And when we moved to River Run Apartments, it was a whole new environment, new people. They're not family. We had an apartment 2D, which you saw stand show what it looks like now. But when we moved in there, it had casement windows. It was very different back then. No, our water in East Hartland destroyed ours. It just totally ate through the boiler tubes, destroyed it completely. So water can be rough, yeah. Was hard. We don't drink it because it's easy. We drink it because it's hard. It's got minerals in it that are good for you but bad for your pipes. I think my dad would say, I don't care if it's good for my body. I need something. I had this is the second boiler I had to replace. And then I heard that the family that moved in after us to that house had to replace the boiler twice. Or 15, 20 years they have to keep replacing the boiler. I think they finally drilled a new well to find better water source. Yeah. Well, if you got mild water that's not too corrosive and too many minerals in it, they can last a long time. The one in the basement was installed probably about, I don't know, maybe about 1990, and it's still in excellent shape even when they converted it to gas. They just put in a Carlin Easy Gas burner in it. They didn't even have to replace the boiler because the boiler tubes were fine. They just had to get all the soot off from the oil burner and clean out all the, deferred maintenance, and then they just installed a Carlin Easy Gas. And that's all they did, the solid burn. So we're still using original boiler that came with this place when we're burning oil. It's just not burning natural gas now. So but that worked good for many people, But yes, we will cover this more tomorrow. I want to talk about my childhood, as I really don't think people really know much about my background. And what did my mom call me as a kid? She called me Michelle, which is true. And did you know when I was 5 years old, she dressed me up for Halloween as a girl? And people didn't know that. She won't tell it to your face. Now, if you ask her, she'll deny it. But it's true. She's 5 years old. She dressed me up as a girl for Halloween. It's found out later on I was a hermaphrodite anyway. So It was just as appropriate. Yeah. Let's talk about something fun for once. Maybe we can talk about all of our childhoods. We don't know. I mean, no, you don't have to tell everything. It's up to you what you want to share. But I mean, I don't have anything afraid to say anything about my childhood. I mean, what's worse going to happen? You know, I'm not going to give every piece of information. See, she knew. Yeah. I will. We will. Oh, by the way, tomorrow night we'll try to get some gaming in too. Me, Libby, and Carmen. I have to be honest. Sometimes when you're playing with two other players that you just want to take turns, sometimes I tend to give Lumi more playtime tonight would have been mine, but I really couldn't decide what to play. As I didn't really want to go through setting up the truck because it's kind of pokey on this first running under VMware Fusion. But Turtle Wild plays fine, but the truck doesn't really drive well. It's kind of choppy. All right, guys. So don't worry about Carmen. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about Carmen. I mean, if she plays with us tomorrow, that's fine, but it's not. She's worried about Michelle, too, guys. That's something else that people don't really understand. Carmen doesn't want to see Michelle get so depressed, either. She wants Michelle to get out there and do more fun stuff. So, that's all I'll say for now. But also, we did update the Discord listing. I don't know if you saw this. It should say up here about the link to the Discord, and I definitely would love to see you guys come to it. So, check out the Discord, because we did fix it. So that's the link for the Discord. And, so that's that. Alright, guys. I know it's late. We will be live at 8 or 10 a.m. tomorrow if you don't oversleep. I don't think you'll oversleep. And please do join. Please do come. We really would like to get more people to hear more about and read what we cover, all this news we cover. That would be wonderful. So for now, we're glad we got the sound thing working. By the way, is this mixer as good as the other mixer? It's the same price. There is some things that this thing has that the other mixer lacks. The most important thing is a power switch. See, to shut the other mixer off, you had to pull the power cord. And the problem was the 3-pin DIN plug was very fiddly and delicate, and you didn't want to keep unplugging it too much because you could damage it. So what they did with this one is they put on a regular barrel plug and a external 18-volt DC and 1 ampere switch mount power supply. But at the same time, they also got rid of some things that I kind of didn't really use a lot anyway, which was the compression control. It was nice to have it, but I never used it, so it was not a big loss. And the special effects are kind of nice too, but I have to figure what I'm going to do with those. Well, that's the microphone. That's part of the reason it's crisp. Michelle is, just like the other mixer, has some of the same controls on it. She can adjust the sound levels. And so the microphones, I'm telling Michelle, you got the sound right. You got the sound right. But it does sound good. And that's the important thing. Alright, guys. For now, let's go get some sleep. I'll see you at 10 tomorrow morning. No more talk about nut houses and shit like that, because that's not the case at all. And, but I am going to try to call Catholic Charities tomorrow and see if they have anything available. Okay? So for now, get some nice sleep. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.